Hello, hello. Hi, I'm Jon Binnie. I'm your spiritual psychic mentor here in Scotland, and I'm here today to answer your questions. Now, this video will be focused on your questions, and so we're going to maximize the amount of time we have on questions. Some of these will include predictions, some of you asking about different dimensions, even earthquakes, volcanoes, also sun, stars, different spirits, including Mother Gaia, who, if you're familiar with my channel, you'll hear me channeling Mother Gaia a lot, as well as my spirit guides and Galactic Federation. So I have created a safe space already. Now, I do this every video, and I'm going to just keep this really short. So this is just to remind us of our safe boundaries. So I created it before the video, and we're just helping reinforce it, bring our attention to our hearts. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, connecting up to source above, and breathe out what no longer serves our highest good. And from the center of our hearts, breathe in through the nose, and connect down to the very core of Mother Earth, breathing out what no longer serves our highest good. And bring our attention back to our hearts. And surround ourselves with a golden protective bubble of light. And so it is. That was quick. Okay, let's get started with your questions. To keep the pace up, I'm not going to put my echo effect on and off constantly for the beep boop sounds. Let's just go ahead and manually select your questions. So there's currently open 59 questions. I've got through 79 so far, which is fantastic. Please, just one question per person. You submit these through my website. You'll see the comments and the description of this video. There'll be a pinned comment to describe the link, describe it. You just click on the link. You click on the link and it will take you through to the little submission page. So thank you for everyone for submitting these. They are fantastic. And I've had compliments from some of you about the questions that some of you are giving. So thank you. It's so cool. Okay, so just closing my eyes and choosing the first question. Oh, this one has a strong energy, whatever it is. Interesting. So this is from the 6th of August. This is from Link. Oh, this is an email. I'm not going to read out your email. At least I think it is. Yeah, it looks like it is. I'll just do the first part, which is Link CJ5. And you're saying any earth effects coming for Central VA Blue Ridge MTS, which must be Blue Ridge Mountains. Is that right? Thank you. Okay, let's ask. So I asked Mother Gaia, and she just said, yes, have you not already felt it? If you've not already felt this was the Blue Ridge Mountains. I love Googling some of these things as to get imagery as I'm doing this as well. One day I might even have some sort of green screen and show all this on a map, but it's fascinating for orientation. I tend not to believe what I see in maps, but it does help. Oh, that's so cool. It's done the Blue Ridge Equestrian Center quite near where I live. So that's not what I wanted. Virginia. Fantastic. Well, I hope this is right. Yeah. It's really funny. It really helps me see quite just zoomed out locations on countries. So over towards the East Coast, the US. And anything coming up, Mother Gaia? She says, yes, but it's not decided, it's not determined yet. So it's more that, yes, activity is coming. It's not, this feels, the energy she's showing me is tremors under the mountains in the area. I'm hearing it now. I'm hearing clairaudiently, like some of these mountains shaking. And she says, mountains, Mother Gaia says, mountains, these are not volcanoes. These are mountains that are large. She says, especially anything that's roughly pyramid shaped is very good at releasing, at channeling energy up, directly upwards. And any time frame, Mother Gaia, that would be helpful? She says, between August and October. Okay. Thank you. I always have this desire for dates. And I know that's not always, a reasonable ask, nor is it necessarily helpful when the dates change. If you ask each day and you get a different date. Okay, thank you for your question. Let's go ahead with the next one. Beep boop beep boop beep boop beep boop beep. So this question is from, on the 3rd of August, Sarita Lobo. Hello, Jon. I feel a resonance with the practice of Ho'oponopono. Is this suitable for me right now with the intention of sending me to the 5th dimension? Woohoo! Yes, it is. Absolutely is. So let me see if I can answer this, but I'd love if my higher self or one of my guides can also help answer this. My spirit guide Maya says, Jon, you answer this. Okay, thank you. That was a long way just for me to go to do it myself. But what I did get was that first feeling. To be fair, I did get a little bit of a response from my guide, my elemental guide, Maya, and she said, Jon, pay attention to their heart, to Sarita's heart. So what she is saying is that what's so powerful about the Ho'oponopono prayer is that this practice is it allows your heart to expand in ways that, it's like a full spectrum of practices within that prayer that allow you, and variations of it, because I never say it exactly right, that allows you to really open up your heart and shed your fears, your shadows, your darkness, anything that's blocking you, that no longer serves you. And also to accept what remains. It's this beautiful forgiveness. So perhaps we could all do this for a second together to help us with the intention of raising up to the 5th dimension to support us on our journeys. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose and breathe out what no longer serves our highest good, nice and loud. And imagine your heart turning to face the sun, wherever it is outside at this time, or if you're outside. And imagine your heart gently softening and opening within this safe space you created at the start. And allowing the sun's light to shine inside of your heart, healing, clearing, and energizing you. And with the Ho'oponopono prayer variation, I would like to state that for all this sunlight shining into the shadows within us, the darkness, the fears, the shame, and these low vibration energies, we bring in this light, we bring in this love with this message. And please repeat after me. This message to all our shadows and fears. I'm sorry. I thank you. I forgive you. I release you. And what actions can I take to help you right now? And allow your heart to continue to answer that question for you. Wonderful. Just like a hot air balloon rising up into the sky, your heart is rising up in vibration, up through from low vibration emotions to high vibration emotions, down from coming up from shame and fear all the way up to higher dimensions of joy and love and compassion And the more you can practice this, every time you experience these most difficult parts of you, the most unloved parts of you, just saying that makes me want to cry. The unloved parts of you are ready to be loved. And it just takes a tiny little bit of love to make a huge difference. So thank you so much for that beautiful question, Sarita Lobo. That was just wonderful. Thank you. I hope that helps you. And I hope it helps everyone here also. Okay, let's do the next question. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Okay. This is from the 25th of July. So taking me a little bit of time to get to it. This is from M. Bobbitt. How can we help people who are suffering? What can we do to help others to find peace and to become free? Great question. And just 1 second while I grab a drink. So first of all, the question, perhaps Gaia or one of my spirit guides would like to help answer this. So this is Gaia's, that they're all kind of stepping forwards, but Gaia's like leaping forwards with the strongest message. And she says, the first, my heart is aching. This is Gaia showing me how her heart feels about all the beings suffering across the world. There's so much suffering. Just that suffering energy is such a burden on her heart and her heart chakra. Thank you for sharing that, Mother Gaia. So the first practice you can do is to see the suffering, is to witness the suffering. There are trillions and trillions of beings that have died in this universe and that have suffered before they died or just suffered, and that suffering has never been witnessed. And this is so, so powerful for souls and their incarnations, for others to witness their suffering. And whilst, especially as a man, my human urge is to go and help. Like, how do I help you immediately? The first thing they want to be is to be seen. So for all the suffering people around the world at this time, perhaps we'd like to imagine them now, to witness them, to begin to feel with our hearts. And you could scan a light around the surface of the planet and perhaps beneath the surface too. In some of the earlier videos I made in this series talked a lot about the enslavement and the deep, dark activities going on, a lot of it beneath the surface of the planet. And that's the first thing, our first message to all the beings that are going through suffering at this time, human and every living thing. Our message is, we see you. We see you. We see your suffering. And then your next question is, what can we do to help others find peace and become free? I'm just going to ask, other than seeing, Mother Gaia, can we do anything else to help? So seeing, and she says, Mother Gaia is saying that practice of the Ho'oponopono prayer is also really helpful. So it's this cycle to go through with everyone that's suffering in the world. So after we've seen them, perhaps this could be extended to saying, for all the hearts, for every living thing that is suffering on this world at this time, we see you. We're sorry for your suffering. Thank you for the burden of you carrying this suffering and those experiences. We forgive you for anything you've done. We love you. We release you. And we're happy to take action on any messages that you share at this time. And that's all it takes to just help a little bit more. And when we go through these practices, for example, if you see someone in the street, if there's someone in your life that needs help, this morning I was reaching out to a few friends and just sent them short videos of either a voice message or a little, 1-minute song, and I made up for them. And I just thought it takes so little effort to make such a huge difference. Some people have never had a song written for them and will never have a song written for them. Some people will never own a phone or be on social media or have even heard of Jon Binnie. But for all those people that just need to be seen and witnessed, and it can be as simple as making eye contact with someone that's suffering and perhaps even lending a smile to them. And if you can't do that, perhaps you open your heart as you pass them by in the streets and send them your love energy. This is how we fix this planet. This is how we help each other. And you're just asking that last question, what could you do to help others to find peace and become free? So these are two different things, finding peace and becoming free, because you can be at peace within your prison, within the constraints. And Gaia says, the first thing is to find peace for us to lead by example. So in many respects, one of the greatest challenges that humanity has as a whole is we have really low expectations, right? We actually have, especially compared to our galactic brothers and sisters, really miserable lives, right? And I know it's hard to believe because I feel so grateful, I feel so happy, and I feel so joyous. And I know not everyone has a happy life, as we just established, helping people suffering around the world. Yet, this is a lot about leading by example. It's by saying, I can live, without chasing things that don't feel right, whether those things might not feel right, like fame, fortune, celebrity, whatever these traditional things are that we've kind of created in our third dimensional paradigms, that it's okay to find your own peace, to find peace in the chaos of this life, the chaos of this world. And the peace is within each of us. So leading by example is a great start. And then also, when you make contact with people, it's so important to not preach to them. And when I first went through my awakening, it was a bit like when I first gave up smoking in my early 20s. I was like the world's worst ex-smoker. It's like, you shouldn't smoke. I stopped smoking, blah, blah, blah. I was like, why was I like that? And I was a little bit like that after my awakening. I was like, you don't meditate? Why don't you meditate? And now I totally get it. Like, everyone gets to choose. Everyone gets to choose what peace is to them and what becoming free means to them. And just recently, I shared this in my newsletter yesterday, I had an electrician and then a plumber visit our home within a few days. And I just told them about my journey, about 26 years in software, last 8 years in Amazon, being a senior manager, leaving last May in 2024, and now doing this work full time. And the first I told was the electrician, and he just said, because he was busy doing wiring to put in a new electricity meter. So it's quite important work, and I'm sure quite dangerous work. And he just stopped what he was doing and looked at me, and he said, I feel quite inspired right now. He said, I feel quite, your story is really inspiring. I'm going to feel good about this today, that I've met someone that, they've followed their dreams. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. And I chatted with him later, and he has a lot of peace with his life and what he does. Excuse me. And a lot of balance. And he enjoys a lot about what he does. And he may even feel free. I mean, I didn't ask him about how free he feels, but that was the feeling I got, was that You know, I feel that the more we lead by example and show others how free they can really be, then they can choose whether they want to follow their path of freedom. And we're all different, right? And we don't need to all believe in spirits and angels and souls of planets and all these things to be free. I feel actually a huge part of freedom is that we get to choose all these things. We get to choose what we feel is true for us. Wow. So thank you, Bobbit. That was lovely. And so just closing your request. Okay, so next one. Oh, get my touchpad working. Okay, try again. Okay, third time. You can do it, John. Okay. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Interesting. So this is from July 29th. Interesting. So I just had a glance through it because I thought I'd answered it before, but I haven't. So this is from Shahazi 695. Hello. Thank you from a new subscriber. I live in Australia. Hello. Can you ask, please, about what I'm picking up on when I sense and feel a void energy beneath the surface on this continent? I may not know what I'm talking about, and then an upside down smiling emoji. I so wish I could do that on camera. Turn myself upside down. Okay, let's ask perhaps my guides or Gaia. Wow, okay. It's lovely. So we might get some input from my guides as well. Mother Gaia is saying, she says, you're right. Ding! You're right. So that's good news. This void that you're feeling, Mother Gaia is saying, and she's saying that there are, one view of one concept, like a mental model or mental understanding of what exists beneath the earth, is this kind of honeycomb effect, structures of large open spaces underneath the planet. Now, when I visualize a honeycomb, I think of a consistent structure, but it's more guys saying that most of these are filled in with honey, which is magma. She's saying that actually there are areas that are vast and that are empty. And she said, Mother Gaia said, one of them, an underground realm, and I'll come on to the use of the word realm in a moment, is called Agartha. And I visited there many times. And you can, research Agartha, and there's all kinds of subterranean, beliefs of different and experiences of different worlds beneath the surface. Gaia says the word realm is important to understand because there's this is this a word? Interdimensionality? It is now. Or another way of saying it is that these vast spaces under the earth are, when you go there, they can hold their own vibration, right? So they can exist, for example, in the fourth dimension or the fifth dimension or even a lower dimension. And so they have this bubble, and this is held in particular by the consciousness of the beings that live there. And Gaia says that, and this really fascinates me, I'm not a geologist, right? So I don't know what goes on beneath the earth, and perhaps, our geologists aren't totally sure about what happens, but Gaia was showing me that this is it the upper mantle? Yeah, she's saying the upper mantle. She's where she says it flows. It's constantly flowing under the surface of the crust of the planet. And as it flows around, she says these voids, these big open spaces move. Some of them are populated, including Agartha, and some aren't. And let me ask about this particular experience and also referencing the 29th of July of when this was experienced. She says, yeah, there was a void. She's saying there was a void passing under Australia, but what was the purpose of that void? She says the empty voids Gaia can use as, she's calling them transmutation chambers. So she allows, there's this, now I've been to the void of the universe, and I could describe it as a universe of one. It's a very lonely existence. But I got out, right? And that's the important thing. You can ask about that in another question. But it's that feeling of like, if you were to be in it, or if you were to perceive the energy of the void, it's this kind of vast expanse, this seemingly infinite space or realm, more accurately, because it's kind of contained more physically within a chamber beneath the earth, that Gaia is taking a lot of the anger energy and pumping it into this void. And then what happens is this energy, she's able to, she doesn't contain it, but she uses it as a processing area for transmutation. And she's showing me this swirling of the energy, the movement of the energy. And what she does is she allows a little bit of magma to come into it and start churning that energy around, and then releasing the energy upwards. And she says this does these chambers that she's moving around, and they're slow to move. They take months and years to make. I mean, that's fast in geological terms, right? That's lightning fast. It's light speed for geology times. But she can gradually move them under the surface of the earth. And that also helps release. She can move these to different areas where she can release energy. To be clear, this is not the only way that Gaia releases energy up to the surface, but is one way that she's able to process the vast amounts of anger energy in particular. So I've literally picked these randomly. I love that if you think about the sequence of these different questions, we've been led on a journey, right? We've been divinely guided on this journey. And so when you think back to, was it M. Bobbitt who was asking about the suffering of the people of the world? This is what Gaia is doing to help with that energy, to help transmute that energy, to transform it and release it. I'm just going to turn my heater down. As it's 22.2 degrees Celsius, which is very warm for no reason in here. But thank you so much for your question. That's really lovely. And yeah, I whilst I see, just being shown some releases of that energy from the void beneath the continents of Australia, it's more that it's not all being released there. It's like, it's these voids, there's more than one, and they continue to move around the planet. So thank you so much for your question. And thank you for your perception. My advice is, when these things come up in your life and you feel like, I just have this strong sense of something, that can't be right. Don't dismiss it, right? It's likely true for you. And allow it to be true for you. Play with the idea. I often suspend belief, and I'll say to myself, in a world where it's true that there is, and then insert the potential belief, such as, in a world where it's true that Australia has or had a void underneath it, what does that mean for me? So you can just reflect on that. Because I feel the stages of integration are so important. The first thing I do is often talk about it a lot. I talk even more off camera. Often I'm talking with Patch as we're walking. And then, once you feel in your heart whether something's true or not, because you don't need to listen to the rest of the world. Like, I don't Google any of this stuff, right? I don't ask other people about the answers I'm giving you. I'm asking my guides and other spirit beings and the souls of other beings. And I do spend a lot of time after these sessions like reflecting on it. And after I reflect on it, I pick up on, in my heart, like what lands in your heart, what really feels true for you. These these videos are super intense, right? It's just tons and tons of concepts like thrown at us. And it's like, is it going to, oh, you can't see, is it going to stick to the wall? Well, is there a void under Australia? Or, will it kind of fall down? Or apologies if you don't like those sound effects. Will it just slip down? And I was like, oh, that was kind of interesting for the moment and just disappear. Or is that something that's really going to stick and stay there, just as if my hands were dirty and I'd put mud on the wall? Okay. Next question. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Ooh, how exciting. This is from Warm and Friendly. What a lovely name. Thank you for your question. It says, with so many ships in the night sky visible, if you really look, what are they doing in all these ships while we see them? And who are they? I love that. Thank you for that question. There's so many questions about what we're seeing in the sky. And I'd just like to add a little bit of context so this was on July 31st, so lightly, I will have already shared one of my videos where I've been filming at night time with my Psionics Aurora Pro night vision camera. So it's a very expensive night vision camera, and it can see better than the naked eye, but you see a lot of activity. And these videos that I share, I'm not sat there for hours waiting. I literally just go outside, as long as there's not too much cloud cover, a little bit of cloud is fine. I just turn it on, and it's really important that I hit record. I get a lot less activity when I don't hit record, and that's a top tip. I hit record, so I just turn the camera on, point at the sky, and so for all the footage that you see, let's say over a few days, I'll capture maybe 40 minutes of ships, orbs moving around. There's only 5 minutes of that where I don't notice anything. And even then, I'm looking at a tiny little display on the camera itself. And some of you have pointed out there's a lot more there. And it's important to say that not just everything that not everything that happens in our skies is filmed by some of us, and not everything that's filmed by me. There's many people that share. So I'd like to just include the entirety of the context of ships in the sky at the moment. When we ask guides, higher self, ask my Galactic Federation guides. Okay, so my Mantis guide, Marita, she's aboard she's aboard the Galactic Federation ship Athena just now. She said it was important to say that. Oh, this is lovely. Oh, how exciting. So my Mantis guide, Marita, says they're planning another trip to visit me. That would be incredible. And because some time ago, they asked me to film, I now run every morning with my camera on. And they said, so the message, seems like the Jon Binnie message just now, is for me to seriously consider taking my night vision camera, because they're about to visit again very soon. This feels like days and weeks. They're looking for an opportune moment, a window of opportunity. And so this is also to help. So I saw the Galactic Federation ship Athena just before the lockdowns in the UK. It was about, if you imagine 5 moons in the sky in length, but much closer, like just, maybe a mile or two, maybe 2 miles, like up in the sky. And just incredible, and as it went by, I was streaming with tears. Patch was there with me. I was streaming with tears of joy. Like it was just this compulsive crying. And the ship was this big, almost cylinder shape, but it had curved edges. The front and back were curved, and then it had lights across it. And when I asked what they were doing, they were saying when they visited, so I asked the meditation afterwards, no, I didn't film it. I didn't carry that in my 5 a.m., didn't carry anything to film it with in my morning run. And they just said they were coming to say hello. They're coming to visit me, and that the windows were all the lights on of all the beings across, like many different beings from around the universe are members of the Galactic Federation. They try and get as many, as diverse a representation across the universe as they can. And they're all looking out the windows at me, and I'm like, me. It's like just little me. And this is a message, right? It's the first message we're trying to get across is you watching this, you're really, really important, right? You're really important to not just you, your body, your loved ones, your family, your friends, your town, your city, your country. You're also important to this planet, because even just watching this video and participating even just a little bit in helping bring awareness to the suffering all around the world, for just one example, that you're helping change this world. You and your energy and your heart, you feel attracted to this video. It's a vibrational match for you. You're feeling excited about the opportunity to help this planet. And so the more of us that are helping others are more likely to attract in our galactic brothers and sisters, our extraterrestrial brothers and sisters, to show themselves more in the sky. So that's the first answer to the question, is contact. We are the contact, right? We are the disclosure. We are the people. This is not exclusive to Jon Binnie in Scotland. These videos that you see me filming, they're happening all around the world. I know, because I've got friends in different areas of the world, and they're seeing the same thing, right? Literally the same thing everywhere. And you can see it with your naked eye. You just need a little bit less bright light. You don't need to, it's not just for people that can afford a fancy camera. You can also film it with your phone. Just keep your eyes on the skies. That's a great start. So the next point, this is really interesting. So this is Mantis Guide Marita's next message. Is she's saying, pay attention to the behaviors and interactions of the ships that you see in the sky. She says there's a huge cleanup operation going on right now. They're busy cleaning up the old matrix. Woohoo! The old dark matrix. So this is a physical and energetic structure that was wrapped around the earth, controlling us, suppressing us, controlling us, keeping us in fear. Imagine it like a big wired sphere around the outside of the world. Now, some ships don't want that to be destroyed, because they're trying to cling on just for a little bit more control of Earth. They're trying their very best to hang on. And so there's a little bit, some of what you're seeing is these kind of battles, if you like. There's interactions where it's like, no, you can't keep that part of the matrix. It's got to go. It's got to go. And then some of what you're seeing as well is, this is lovely, almost a spectator energy. So it's so funny. I was looking up at the sky going, I can see, I'm filming a ship in the sky. I can see you. Hello. It's beautiful. There's also some craft, and some of these are living, they're biological, right? So what you're seeing is an orb, and it's alive. It's really what you're seeing is the soul of a being with sufficiently bright energy that it can be visible. They're visiting Earth en masse at this time. And I keep seeing, popular YouTubers saying, oh, there's going to be a big alien invasion, all this stuff. Right. I've already done the fake alien invasion thing. Let's not just jump into fear, right? Because look where that gets us. This is much more, these are very high vibrational beings, like not ships, but beings floating around the outside the atmosphere, seeing where they can help. And they're really interested in what's happening on Earth. Like if you could see, if you had access to be able to visit the planet Earth, which is the center of our universal ascension at this time, it's not the center of the geographical universe, but the center of the ascension of this universe at this time, then you would also feel, just feeling that in my upper heart, you would feel this call to come and spectate and help. Now, beings, or some organized beings such as the Federation are trying not to come in all the time and bombard us. Just them being here in our atmosphere causes a lot of disruption to our energetic field, very positively, but they're trying not to influence us. And I am aware of just thousands and thousands, if not more, ships around the outside of the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, because they're holding back to try not to come down and interfere. Just like that is it called the Prime Directive in Star Trek? But specifically, it's about free will. They want to give us the free will opportunity to just do what we want. We might not choose to, interact with our extraterrestrial, our galactic brothers and sisters. And you're saying, so I think I've covered what are they doing and who are they? Yeah, we've covered a bit of that. Anything else about who they are? So some of the beings that are most active right now, and this changes all the time, Palladians, Lyrans, the Galactic Federation, and then some of what you're seeing is human. There are some crafts, and you could describe them as a form of kind of satellite / space defense. And these include some of the craft that are trying to hold on to the remnants of the ancient dark matrix. And then there's also these living beings. Where are these living beings that are visiting our skies and space from, Marita? She's saying she's listing off a ton of places, like really everywhere. They're from anywhere and everywhere around the universe. And she says, we try to tell them to leave just to give space, or, to visit, to kind of, go by the window, say, oh, wow, look, hello, everyone on Earth, and then move on. And I love that. You'd expect Earth to be like this kind of closed, experiment where no other beings could come and interfere with our ascension. Yet there's this beautiful adherence to the universal law of free will. So it's still very much open season for visiting Earth, which is really lovely. And I love that you're warm and friendly. Isn't that lovely? Because this is the message I wanted to end on, is really, opening our hearts to galactic brothers and sisters. I will be doing a video soon with Chloe Rose about the different species and galactic races and some of our human projections onto those. And what you'll start to see is more of the exopolitics or ET politics, and we're inevitably will project our own fears onto many of these beings and races. So it's a great, just like with any human, you can have strong boundaries, but please start with an open heart and be warm and friendly to every being, regardless of their origins, regardless of whether they're from Earth or not. Just use your discernment and strong boundaries. Wow, so thank you so much. Warm and friendly. That was a lovely message to end on. I could do your questions all day, guys, literally. So thank you so much. Just fantastic. Keep your questions coming. And I look forward to supporting you more with these. So I'm just closing down the session space and asking each of us to step outside of the shared space. As I close down, you can remain in your individual protected bubble. So return to source and never return here again. Yeah, please get plenty of rest. Drink as much water as it feels right for you. If you've got all the way to the end of this video, then, and this is if you choose to add this to a comment, if you agree with it, then you can add to the comment to show that you've watched to the end, say, with an open heart, I welcome all extraterrestrial beings that have the highest good of all in their hearts. Okay. Or similar, right? Doesn't need to be word for word. It's a lovely way of engaging with you and reflecting with you on these mantras. They're powerful, right? They're really powerful. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Please do check out my website, check out my free meditations to help you get started building your own meditation practice and do you can learn to do the things I do and more. I've also got spaces left on my Higher Self Foundational Training, which starts in October. Just visit the training section of my website, sign up for my newsletter, which is free. And I'm also live tomorrow with the awesome Viviane Heller on YouTube at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, 4:30 p.m. UK time. And we'll be doing your quantum, psychic, Akashic readings, clearings, healings, predictions, and more. So excited for that. And thank you so much for coming along. Take care, everyone. Sending so much love. Bye.